Hey everyone, welcome back to another Fun Fact Friday. I'm Dr. Sam and we're here at University Animal Clinic. So today I thought we'd talk about the tail end of things, pun intended, and talk about tail injuries. This got brought up after one of our patients, Blueberry Kitchen, had a tail fracture. And surprisingly enough, this happens, and we see it often that pets can fracture their tails and they fracture the vertebra and they can break those. This can happen just from wagging it really roughly, but oftentimes it happens when pets get their tail closed in a door, car door, house door, hit by cars, kind of traumatic injuries. But it can happen from even something very mild. Most of the time, the location is what dictates the severity. The further down it is on the tail, the less of a problem it is, and they heal nicely. The further up, the more likely you could have nerve damage and things like that. Another one is abrasions and lacerations. Tails get cut and injured. They can have it catch underneath a rocking chair. We have a little kitty here that we're helping out today that happened and had a degloving injury where the skin gets either torn, lacerated, or even completely removed. And sometimes when this happens, they have to have that tip of the tail amputated, and that's okay. They do phenomenal with it. It's a very easy procedure, but it happens, and that has to be done sometimes. Lacerations and scrapes and abrasions happen often. Keeping these clean and dry is going to be really important. Preventing your pets from licking them, of course, because this can make them stay moist, and that tends to keep these injuries going for a longer time. The more they can dry out and scab over, the more our injuries can heal by second intention a little quicker. So that's beneficial. Sometimes they need a bandage, although any tubular structure, like a tail is, that could be really hard to bandage. They just want to go poop and fly right off. We've got some tips and tricks we've kind of learned over the years, but it's a difficult area to bandage. We'll just leave it at that. And then the notorious happy tail, which is unfortunately not a very happy injury to have. And this is our dogs. A lot of breeds have very thin, bony tails without a lot of cushion to them. And so these guys will wag their tail really vigorously, super happy, and then bang it into things. Coffee tables, the wall, chairs. I'm sure you've experienced it. It's painful when they hit you. I can only imagine how hard they're hitting it into other objects. And so when this happens, they can split the skin, they can cause ulcers, abrasions, fractures. And so these can cause a lot of pain, so pain and medication and pain control is really important, and we take that very seriously with our pets with some of these injuries. Some of these guys, we can get pretty creative with how we're going to prevent them from re-injuring this, because they're still going to wag their tail when they're happy. So it can be really hard to get these happy tail injuries under control because all they want to do is wag their tail more, and it's going to bang into things. So sometimes a little sedation to keep them calm if they're a young dog that's really, truly just going to keep going. Sometimes it's getting creative with how we bandage them. Again, tubular structures, these things like to just fly off. So sometimes it's getting creative with different kinds of bandaging that allows air to get in there, allows them to dry out and so heal, but also prevents them from re-injuring it by banging it into things. Oftentimes these can have bleeding ulcers that just continue to get opened up. And there's been the occasion where no matter how hard we try, no matter how long we work at it, some of these guys still need to have that area, the tip of the tail, amputated or surgically repaired and closed with stitches, just to stop them from continuing to re-injure it. But that's the nature of the tail, is it's just always going, especially in those happy guys. So I hope this gives you guys a little insight into some tail injuries, the tail end of things. And I hope that gave you guys some ideas as to what can happen even in the healthy, happy dog. If you guys have ideas for the next Fun Fact Friday, leave those in the comments below. I always want to talk about what you want to hear about. Give this video a like and a share. Maybe it'll help somebody out that didn't know that their dog's tail could be injured that easily. And we will see you guys next Friday.